Hello and welcome to the next episode of Brett's Flicks. So, for today we are going to be reviewing Joe Dirt 2, a movie so bad it's studyable.
Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to my kill.
Seriously, this movie has almost every single opportunity in order to make it just watchable. And it squanders every single one of those opportunities in every single scene. And it's a shame, because the first one, while not being Oscar-worthy, was also not like a terrible movie. It had some decent jokes and enough heart in there for you to feel like you didn't really waste your time.
Well, it ain't a meteor. You see the peanut? Dead giveaway.
Yeah, that's a space peanut.
No, I'm afraid not. This is a big old frozen chunk of poopy.
I love you, Joe. With all my heart. Come home, Joe. You had a home all along.
We all know David Spade can be funny, which is what makes this even more painful. Because not only is this movie just unfunny, but it's really uncomfortable too.
See.
So, without further ado, let's watch this movie. Oh. Oh no. Oh.
Come on, man, hear me out, man. Soak them in vodka, and then we shove them straight up our asses.
We start with an opening narration, which does absolutely nothing for the film except give us extra screen time with these completely unnecessary characters before jumping into a Forrest Gump spoof of his own narration. So that's a narration within a narration, people.
Hey, if I say hi to you, you're not gonna call me like a dumb crap Forrest Gump or something, will you?
Well, let's play it by ear.
Alright, okay, so summing up the plot. Joe Dirt doesn't believe that he is good enough for his family and his family's love, so after he's whisked back in time through a tornado, yeah, if that sounds familiar, just don't even try and keep track of the amount of movies that this film rips off of or just blatantly copies. It's gonna be a lot, okay? Anyways, so he travels back in time, where he is then met by this extremely homophobic biker gang led by Fogel, who's played by Patrick Warburton.
If it isn't Joe Dirt.
Hey, Foggle.
Now see, when I ride with a man like this guy, I got a nice thick phone book between us like this thing right here.
They chase him around. He meets
I'm sorry,
his
do I
wife's
know you?
mom, a la Back to the Future.
And my name isn't Brandy. I'm Ashleen.
Then he wakes up on a desert island, which just turns out to be a beach in Florida. He's on there for 12 years. He's on that island for
About 12 years.
and not once did he decide to just look on the other side of a hill and see that he's on the beach in Florida. Anyways, that rips off Castaway. Then he fails to meet up with his wife at the correct time, which creates an alternate timeline in which she marries a douchey guy named Jimmy, played by Mark McGrath. So that rips off Back to the Future 2. Oh, and then Patrick Warburton is revealed to actually be, instead of just a biker gang leader, turns out he is Joe Dirt's guardian angel.
Oh, hey, man, how'd you do that?
Well, because I'm an angel, you moron!
So that rips off A Wonderful Life, and apparently this whole situation was just a test in order to teach Joe that he doesn't need money and to be rich for his family to love him. Which is what they told him like every single time he said he was worried about that in the beginning of the film.
You are the most handsomest man that I have ever seen. I know you can take care of yourself, baby.
I'm also pretty sure that is very similar, if not the exact same thing, he learns in the first movie. So, there's that.
I love you, Joe. With all my heart. I want to get married, Joe, and have little Joe Dirts. Come home, Joe. You had a home all along.
What if we're his family?
So if you're counting, that's 5 movies that just the basic plot rips off. Here's a list of all the other ones that it decides to rip off. Yep, just shameless. Just shameless. Now, look, I'm not saying that spoofing a different film is inherently bad, but you need to have a point to it. You needs to be some kind of either similar theme or just, I don't know, a point to the joke. And that's one of the biggest problems in this movie. And that is, most of these scenes are far longer than they need to be. They'll meander and they'll keep beating a joke until it's just dead on the floor and as unfunny as it could possibly be, and then it keeps going.
There he is, beating that dead horse.
It's like they really zoned in on those few jokes like that worked in the first film.
So you're gonna tell me that you don't have no black cats, no Roman candles, or screaming mimes?
No.
Oh, come on, man. You don't got no lady fingers, buzz buttles, snicker bombs, church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity doo-dahs, or crap flappers?
No, I don't.
You're gonna stand there owning a fireworks stand and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, hoosker do's, hoosker don'ts, cherry bombs, nipsy daisers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser?
And then just decided to crank them all up to 11 without realizing that you need an actual build to these types of scenes. Michael Schur does these kinds of scenes wonderfully in Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Well, I think you're hysterical because of all the excitement, obviously. So I'm just not following your story. All right?
I let my emotions get the best of me. I cared too much, I guess. I was thinking with my lady parts. I was walking and I felt something icky. I thought there was gonna be chocolate. I don't even remember. I'm wearing a new bra and it closes in the front, so it popped open and it threw me off. All I want to do is have babies. Are you single? I'm just like going through a thing right now. I guess when my life's incomplete, I want to shoot someone. This would not happen if I had a penis.
He knows that if you're going to repeat a joke, there needs to be a build, an ebb, and a flow. It's like a roller coaster. You need to go up and up and up, and then you need to go on downhill. All right? It can't just all be downhill. Otherwise, you're stuck with this.
I still got some mouth gas left.
Let's get this guy a paper towel.
Hey, Rat Crap, can you read Fox, boy? Tell me what I had for supper last night.
All right, that's it, man. 22 times ain't funny no more.
So, today's episode is going to kind of be like an extended film school in a jar segment. Goes down smooth. Because if I went beat by beat, I would be here for literal days talking about why this film is just bad. So instead, I'm just going to focus on a couple main points. The first is, as I mentioned earlier, the fact that most of these scenes are too long and don't seem to have any kind of structure at all. What you want to keep in mind is typically when you write a scene, your scene has a structure similar to a film. It's its own miniature 3-act structure with a build, a loss, and then a build back up. Your character will enter a scene wanting something, and then they will have to go through obstacles to either get what they want or be denied what they want. But by the end of the scene, there is at least some kind of change because they either got what they wanted or they've been told no. Adam entered the scene in control. He was going there to apologize. He had a plan. He had hope that he could try and win the marriage back. When he leaves the scene, he is not in control, and there is no hope of him saving this marriage. None of these scenes feature any kind of momentum or point at all. They just all kind of seem to just happen. And then they're built around these jokes that also don't seem to have an actual punchline. They're just ramblings of a person that thinks that these moments are funny, and he thinks that the longer he goes about them, the funnier it will be. And none of it's funny unless you have an actual punchline to the joke. Take this fart scene, for example.
Here you go.
This scene, while juvenile in nature, could potentially be funny if it was shot differently and edited with a sense of timing. But it all just seems to like happen to you as the viewer. And I get that it just kind of happens to Joe. But again, there needs to be some kind of point to it. And the point is, oh, he's being embarrassed and then his kids witness it. But this scene does not need to be this long.
Why are they
farting on you?
It's the same with this bar scene where he's giving everyone nicknames.
And I think as a new leader, I'm gonna name everybody. Because you know gangs have nicknames. I think that's fun. I'm gonna start in the back. You think I'm ignoring you? Back there, you got sort of a beak on your nose, like a little bit like a bird. What's a funny bird name? Bird's not, that's too uninteresting. A mean one is Vulture. You're Vulture from now on. Anyone asks you, okay?
We do not need to see him give every single biker member a nickname. It goes from being funny to being kind of to just being like, okay, move on with the scene.
Inky, more like Stinky. We got Pillow Biter, Reload, No Nuts, Mama Hates You, Gooey Load, Queefy, Jockstrap Johnny, okay, Teabagger Vance, Nucky Futz, Charlie Dog, Super Dumb, There's Going to Hell.
The Leonard Skinner scene is tolerable only because Leonard Skinner is a legend and I love their music.
Come on, man, we need some contenders here. What is this crap? All right, I got one. Now get ready for this, okay? It's a little out of left field, but be open-minded. Leonard Skinner.
No, not that guy.
Gym
He's
coach's
not,
name.
no.
Man. We don't even like that guy.
But that's not a testament to the film itself. That just means the film has a good soundtrack and is discussing a good band at one point. In fact, the soundtrack is pretty much the only good thing in this film.
Turn it up.
Now, let's talk about the placement of your camera and your characters in a scene, or camera placement and blocking, all right? Sometimes you just need to choose a different angle, and that is 100% true for this scene right here.
All right, let's take a look. Centimeter dilation looks just about right.
Hey, Doc, are you smoking?
Was it the cigarette that gave it away, Sherlock?
This extremely gross moment is shot from this point of view the entire time.
May I call you Brandy? Because I feel like once I've seen your muff, we should be on a first-name basis.
It's not exactly in the best taste, but that's made all the worse by the placement of this camera. It remains in this spot the entire time, meaning that not only are we subjectively forced to basically look inside this woman, but that means that anytime a character wants to be seen, they have to go into the frame and awkwardly put themselves in what is obviously a very uncomfortable and unnatural position.
Hold on a second. Sue, I think there's another baby up in there.
Did I hear there might be another baby?
And then they turn and look into camera and talk into screen as if they're talking directly to, well, Brandy's stuff.
What's that?
So then add on to it the fact that they are doubling down on their joke from the first movie, which is like, Brandy is so hot, everyone needs to comment on it. And you get this very uncomfortable moment with these doctors.
This Brandy chick is pure gold, inside and out.
Doc, I just wanna. Whoa, jackpot! Give me some.
What?
It's a medical term. Doc, I do see another baby in there, although I'm no baby expert.
You ain't no expert.
I wanted to get in on this one as soon as I heard it was gonna be Brandy Boo up here in these here stirrups.
And then it tries to pull it off like it's a joke, and then it calls to attention how terrible the framing is by claiming Martin Scorsese couldn't frame something better.
What do you say we deliver these babies?
Wow, Martin Scorsese couldn't compose a better shot. What more could a guy ask for?
Guys, first of all, don't do any of this. Secondly, don't cheekily claim that what you just did is better than an actual Academy Award winning director. It really makes you seem extra incompetent. There's a similar problem in this scene with the shoes on the phone line.
Man, it usually takes me 27 times. Nice.
Hey, How come you threw your Snickers up over that power line?
Because now you just simply have your camera sitting at one spot and characters just walk into frame, say something, and then walk out.
Did you call number 3?
This scene has no actual point and it has no build.
Heads up.
Hey, you really from the future?
Yeah, man.
Maybe you should move down to Louisiana and help me start my fishing business. You and I together, man, we could catch a lot of shrimp.
It's just a moment to include this character from the first movie in a random cameo.
Why don't you give me a call if your wife ever becomes a great big fat person?
Buffalo Bob, that sounds from...
You have no idea what kind of hell I can bring you!
Oh, all right, enough, you broken record.
Does what it's told!
Say it, don't spray it, brother. Dang.
And let me tell you something, this joke here is one of the funniest bits in the movie simply because they use footage from the first film. When using footage from your first film is funnier than anything else I've seen on screen, that's a problem. There is no seeming point to any of these scenes. Shit just happens. Kick and Wing is now a drug dealer, which personally I think is a real shame.
This game, Joe. Gross potential wasn't enough. I'm a drug dealer now.
And then, depending on your personality, this moment is either absolutely genius or an atrocity against film.
You must get high all the time. You seem psycho.
Ah, you must bone a lot of dudes. You seem like a whore.
And then the movie breaks out of all of this back to that extremely pointless narration in the beginning just to comment on how they've overwritten the film.
You're dreaming. We're inside a dream that's inside a daydream that's being influenced by a vague sense of ennui, and this is Joe Dirt 2, and why have we overwritten this?
This film is simultaneously underwritten and overwritten, and I don't know how they did it. Shit just happens. Then Christopher Walken's Clem shows up because they knew at this point in the film they absolutely needed something to keep their audience watching, if you even bothered watching up until this point.
You just turned my life around, man. You made me rich.
Me too.
Yeah. Christopher Walken's laugh right here is hands down the best part of the entire film.
Yeah.
It's the funniest moment, and it is a testament to how incredible Walken is as an actor and as a human being. That he can take literal shit and turn it into one of the best moments of the film, and it's just his laugh. That's all it is, and he sells it. He knows to make the best of this moment, and he does it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christopher Walken. Thank you. It's not enough to save this movie, but it's something.
I'll let you know when it's over.
Hey, does your mother's soul? Kaboom, blah. Get her to stitch that.
Shit just happens. Then Joe travels on an airplane, and this happens.
My nose got sucked in, look!
Oh my god!
Which is also one of the only other times in the film I laughed, and that's not even like I'm not even proud of it.
I passed out for a minute!
It's a really juvenile, basic level joke, and it's just gross, but it did make me chuckle, and I'm probably a little ashamed of that.
I passed out for a minute!
And that brings me to probably the most important thing about this film, which is its sexual jokes. These are... Look, I'm no prude. I have always been a fan of raunchy humor.
No. No, Megan. No! No! Look away! Megan, no! Look away!
prison! I'm playing bullshit! In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks!
But this stuff?
Dude, don't stop!
It's just in bad taste, and it makes you feel really uncomfortable.
No.
A lot of these jokes are just gross. Like this one, for example.
Drink a gallon of her piss just to see where it came from.
That's nice. Yeah.
I'm sure that some of these less offensive jokes worked a little better on paper.
Who's feeding you all this false information?
Well, that would be your mother, son.
Yeah, it's a juvenile sense of humor, but you're laughing at a fart joke or something like that. I can see them reading that and it coming across as kind of funny. But the problem is that none of these jokes are filmed in a comedic way. The actors are told to be weirdly serious and actually intense in some moments, and it makes you feel like you're almost under attack.
Stop being such a bunch of pussies now. I demand you to stop being pussies.
Any of the stuff Mark McGrath does as a villain is downright disturbing.
Oh, man, keep your mouth shut, Mud.
Take this scene, for example.
This is time to try the old popcorn surprise.
How are you, son? This movie's a hoot, isn't it?
Yeah, what are you doing here? Mom!
I want some popcorn.
Mom, what do you got? Hey, no. Oh, yeah, dude, don't stop.
I like that.
Don't stop.
It won't come out.
Oh, yeah.
It goes far beyond what one would consider acceptable raunchy humor. And that is simply by this one addition. And that's him saying, "Don't stop."
Dude, don't stop.
That is his sister and his parents. And yet the screenwriter felt him saying "don't stop" in this moment would add to the humor. I just want you to think about that. That is what is funny to this screenwriter.
No.
There is a rape joke on top of a rape joke.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out some kind of naked pyramid or something, huh? Come on, little dog.
Man, I ain't no party boy. Huh? Oh, again?
But this time, not just them. You get us, too.
Oh, okay.
You like sausages, Joe? Maybe you should take a little nibble off mine.
No, that's not supposed to be there. Don't walk here. You got some Viagra?
No.
And then take this scene, for example, which is basically a scene in which Jimmy sexually assaults or makes these guys sexually assault themselves for his own amusement.
Here's what I'm thinking. Tampons. Come on, man, hear me out, man. You soak them in vodka, and then we shove them straight up our asses.
The tampon.
Stop being such a bunch of pussies now. I demand you to stop being pussies. Now start to soaking and get to shoving, or you're out of my entourage. All of you. Keep soaking and shove, soak and shove. I want to hear you boys say it now.
Soak and shove.
I don't understand why he wants these guys to do it, but that's Chris Farley's brother right there. So that's something.
8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah. 14!
These things are going up like easy peasy. What did you say?
What? Who said that? What are you saying? I thought I was eating them. I thought you said eating.
He wasn't eating them, man.
You said eat them. I had like 14. I was eating them. They taste like cotton candy. Wait a minute. Did you say butt, man? Oh my God, Jimmy. He was putting them up his butt. This guy.
I don't even know what happened to him. He supposedly shoved tequila shots up his butt, but he's acting like he just had a stroke and is bipolar, and this just doesn't make sense.
What an idiot!
My girlfriend commented multiple times on how uncomfortable the film made her feel.
Oh, again?
So yeah, this atrocity of a movie just basically ends with Joe learning his lesson.
Holy hell, he gets it.
Going back to the present, waking up, oh, I guess it was all just a dream.
Joe, wake up. Joe?
Ready?
Yay! This movie was just as pointless in the reality in which it's set as it was for me watching it.
I passed out for a minute.
This film is an atrocity. The fact that it has some decent people in it actually might even be a minus, because it means someone convinced them to be in this, which means that that person actually thought that this was worth them being in. I don't know what happened. I don't know who greenlit this or why they never went through the script again. It feels like they wrote the script immediately after the first film came out and then just sat on it for 15 years and then didn't bother changing a thing, just pulled it out of a drawer, blew the dust off and shot it. And you guys need to put some kind of effort into this.
Yeah.
If you guys put just the smallest amount of effort into trying to make some of these jokes less uncomfortable, I could say something maybe a little more positive. But not only did they write an extremely uncomfortable and badly written film that just makes you squirm in your seat, but then they didn't even bother shooting it with any kind of panache or any kind of comedic timing or sensibilities at all. So all it does is come across as one big, like, assault upon your senses.
Can you read Fox, boy? Tell me what I had for supper last night.
All right, that's it, man. 22 times ain't funny no more.
I'm giving this film a 0.5 out of 10, just simply because Christopher Walken's laugh is a diamond in a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
And I can't even give it a cheese factor because this film makes me so uncomfortable at times.
I passed out for a minute.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Holy Goof for more Brett's Flicks, Anime for Amateurs, and Zach's Record Reviews. Tune in next time where I will be reviewing anything, something more wholesome, and just something to get the bad taste of this movie out of my mouth. I hope you have a good one.